Payne set for a bright future, but it's also raised some questions about his past.
Today there is a claim online that you stole a Polaris Ranger and a Polaris Quad that you and your friends stole and damaged from a business a few years back. First of all, is that true?
Pete, I just watched I just viewed that you've done Peter Stefanovic on Sky News, and I've got to say, mate, I'm absolutely disgusted in you. For a young bloke in the territory to actually turn his life around and for you to point out something that he did 5 years ago when he was 14, you should be absolutely disgusted in yourself. In a time that Australians looking for positive messages, you managed to gutter grime and pull something up and make something disgusting out of something that was so positive. And for you to sit there and lean forward to the camera and say, have you got anything to say? Like an apology? Like you're Mr. fucking Perfect. What people don't know is Pete actually visited me 20 years ago in Vancouver. And as we know, I've been on a current affair. So Pete, do you remember the 24-hour bender that we went on in Vancouver? How clean were you that night, my friend? Tell me about some of the stories that you did. Illegal stories here on the Gold Coast. Things that you didn't get caught for. They mightn't have been big, but I tell you what, I only scratched the top of it. Pete, you only told me a few of the things that you didn't get caught for. You think you're so perfect and you turned this story shit. I tell you what, Sky News should stroke a check for $5 million. You should stroke your resignation letter. You should be reading the weather, not actually doing stories. You don't deserve it. Look at Seb Costello. Look at good reporters like that can actually turn a story. You're a gutter person and you've dragged it up from the mud. You should be disgusted in yourself. And trust me, you aren't clean, my friend. Look in that picture on A Current Affair. That's you sitting next to my mother. I know what I'm talking about. I know what you said 20 years ago. Your past is not clean. You've done things wrong and you've got the nerve to call out this poor young bloke that's actually changed his life in the Northern Territory. Shame on you. Shame on Sky News. Get your resignation letter in and I'm just going to add on to the video because I was quite passionate about it and I thought I'd give it a couple of days, and you always want to give it a couple of days just to sort of just see how it's going to sit. But I am actually putting the video out there because Peter Stefanovic hasn't made an apology. Sky News has just decided to shut all their social media down and just stick their head in the sand. And I haven't seen the $5 million check. So on a positive note, Keegan, mate, you're the man. You should, the Northern Territory should do an advertising campaign with your face on it because, mate, you're an inspiration. The fact that you work 2 jobs and fishing's your passion, it's hard up there in the top end, and I just want to give you a huge shout out, mate, that Australia's behind you, and like I said, this is such a positive story. I do want to put it out there defending you and to say that nobody's clean, brother, and what you did at 14, I loved how the owner of the store dealt with it. It was that's how they do it in the outback in the country. Your old man comes and gives you a clip around the ear and you move on with life. So I just want to say a huge shout out to you, brother. You've done well, mate. You're going to change lives. You're going to change your family, and the video is to defend you and to say that I'm proud of you, and look online, a lot of you are. So enjoy watching me carve up the guy that decided to carve you up. But on a positive note, brother, you're the man.